Hello, my name is Christian Rojo, and I'm filming from my room. And for this week, I chose Reading 21, The Social Construction of Gender. And I chose it because I feel like it's important to know how gender creates a social difference that define women and men in society throughout their lives. And throughout the reading, Judith Lober, which is the author of this article, um, identified gender as in three categories, which I found interesting, which were sex category, social institution, and gender stratified society. So with sex category, I found it interesting how she said that once babies are born, they are dressed in a way that displays whether they are a boy or a girl, and it becomes a gender status through the naming and the dressing and the use of other gender markers within society that make up for the gender of the baby, which is a boy or girl. And once the child's gender is evident, society treats those in that gender differently from those in other. So she says how this type sex category, once it's evident, it shapes women and men's life experiences by producing different feelings, responsibilities, skills, relationships, and ways of being what we call feminine or masculine in society. And this is a process that makes the social construction of gender, which I found very interesting. Um, Another term that I found that was very interesting was the social institution of gender. And she explains how, in a social institution of gender, it's a way of how human beings organize their lives by being assigned that society provides for them, like assigned like responsibilities for children, taking care of them, common values, and by constructing and maintaining their gender order. And that's what society is. It tries to put a role on a feminine, on a woman, and it tries to put a role in a man about how a man should act, dress, and work and have these responsibilities, and how a woman should work, dress, and have these responsibilities different from men. So I found that interesting how she said that there are distinguishable social statuses for the assignment of right and responsibilities that men and women have, and which is true because gender is a major building block in the social structures built on these unequal statuses. So I feel like society wants to put like a role on a man, how a man should act, and then a role on a woman, how a woman should act, and a woman shouldn't act like a man, and a man shouldn't act like a woman. So that's why we have sometimes unequal statuses, because society has been placed like that for a man and for a woman. Uh, Also, another term that caught my attention was the gender stratified society, which is, she explains, is that when men do work, it's highly more valued than when men do it. Than when women do it, because men are doing it. And I found this interesting because where I am from in Mexico, this is exactly how my town is. It's a gender stratified society because men there are valued more than the woman just because she was born a woman. The men there, they don't do at all gender roles that women do, like how some men here do it, which in the book it said how men were taking care of the kids, and you don't see that in the small town in Mexico. You see like the woman doing that, and you don't see a woman going off to college there in the small town. It's seen as bad because men don't want to see that change in woman. They're scared because they don't want a woman progressing. They want the woman to be listening to the man and being undervalued and not have equal rights as the man. The women over there are seen as caregivers, mothers, cleaning the house and looking after the children, while the men are only there for work and providing for the woman. And when a woman tries to progress, the men there get scared. But this is only the society in small towns. In the big cities, it's the same, like here in the US. Women are going off to college. They're working just like men. they have the same equal as men. The men there aren't scared. They know that women are trying to progress. It's just in the small town where it's seen as a more gender stratified society. So my question for you guys would be that if in your culture or your race do you experience a gender stratified society, and if you do, what kind of equalities do you see? So yeah, that's my question, and thank you guys for listening to my video. Have a good night.